Good morning, nerds. It's Monday, and I think that kanji is one of the coolest types of written language. For one thing, it's pictographical, which basically means it's supposed to look like what it means. So, this kanji, meaning mountain or yama, as you can see, it looks kind of like, a mountain range. And then this kanji, meaning talking or saying, is kind of supposed to look like a mouth with sound waves coming out of it. Not all of them are as obvious as this, but if you actually look into the roots of where they come from, it's really cool to see the evolution. What's also cool about kanji is that the more complex ones are constructed from some of the simpler ones. For example, this kanji dictating a language, go, so eigo is English, nihongo is Japanese, and similar. You can split it into three parts and see the three separate mini kanjis called radicals. This radical you might recognize from earlier. It's talking. This radical means 5, and this one is the same mouth as used in the talking kanji. Put all together means 5 mouths talking, language. And again, some of them are less obvious. Take the kanji for time or o'clock. It's composed of the radical meaning day, which looks vaguely like the sun, and temple. Now, different people might interpret this in different ways, but if I had to guess why these two mean time, it would maybe be due to the ancient timekeeping ways in temples that a day of worship was structured around, or perhaps clocks that were based on the sun's position. But because kanji have evolved so much and have so much of a history, it's not always entirely clear why some radicals were paired together. Others of them can be rather outdated. For example, this kanji meaning man or male is composed of the radicals for rice field and power, because men had the power in the rice fields. Speaking of kanji being old, you might know that the Japanese kanji actually come from Chinese kanji. Some of them are slightly altered, like the aforementioned kanji for temple, but they're mostly similar. However, while the Chinese language only uses kanji, Japanese has 2 other writing systems alongside kanji, hiragana and katakana. And so, because of this, the composition of words will be different between the 2 languages, obviously, and thus won't be pronounced the same. So, in Japanese, all kanji have at least 2 pronunciations. The kunyomi, which is the Japanese pronunciation, usually paired with hiragana, and the onyomi, which is the original Chinese pronunciation. And they can sometimes even have radically different meanings as well, depending on what they're paired with, although most of them at least stay in the same genre, like the kanji earlier meaning day and sun. Let's look at this kanji, which, when paired with hiragana, is pronounced wakaru, meaning essentially is understood or I understand. However, when paired with different kanji for numbers, it's pronounced ippun, nifun, sanpun for 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. And if you notice, it changes depending on what number it is, and as any person learning Japanese will tell you, counting in Japanese it's seemingly random at some points. Finally, as an honorable mention of why kanji's cool, here's one of my favorite progressions of kanji. This kanji means river, and it's pretty obvious to see. It's meant to look like a flowing river. And this kanji means water, which may not be obvious at first why, but if you look at the river and imagine pinching it on both sides, extracting or squeezing the water out, then you get that kanji. And then just adding a small stroke in the corner makes it ice. Have a great July, and don't forget to be awesome.